Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Just getting home um, from running errands, and I actually have my groceries with me. I was going to unpack them, and I thought, oh, well, let me take a minute and do a little unpacking. Some people like that, some people don't. But I was going to show you what groceries I have because I went to an awesome new grocery store. And then I was going to make a quick weeknight supper that I've made for parties before, but it is just as easy for one person, one night type supper. So, hey, everybody, I had a time trying to figure out what I've been doing since I got home. Hope nothing's gone bad. Trying to figure out how to film this without going too crazy because I have to always have my fan with me. I'm trying to bring this light and get the groceries together. But anyway, I hope everybody's had a really lovely day. They are calling for snow icy mix here tomorrow. No, I don't want that. No, I'm so tired. Even though we didn't get that much, we got a few days. There was a few days we were out of commission. Um, but it's too late. It's too late in the season. People have flowers out. Come on now. Spring was today. Happy spring. Yes, happy spring. So I'm going to my girlfriend Michelle. I'm going to you remember that place that I told you that one of my friends that I used to teach with opened, or she volunteers at and helped start a place at the table that you pay what you can, and then sometimes you can pay more for other people or you can volunteer. Well, anyway, we're meeting there tomorrow. My old principal, my only principal that I work for, who I adore, is coming from Asheville to Raleigh to get her taxes done. And she and like two or three other teachers and me and I are going to all meet up there. So I'm excited about that. I just got a text. That's what reminded me. Y'all, my brain doesn't work right. And I've been gone all day, so I'm really like fried. um, but yeah, I'm just going to put away these groceries, leave out what I need for this dinner I'm going to make. Where am I? I saw when I was getting ready to go live, they have a new feature, I guess, on YouTube that said camera or something like that. Does anybody know? Is that a better option, or does anybody know what that is? It's starting to get cold. I went to that grocery store, and then I had to stop by Harris Teeter to get a prescription, and it wasn't too crazy. It wasn't like people were buying all the milk and eggs off the shelf, so maybe it won't do anything. People in North Carolina go wacko crazy. Okay, I got y'all. Hello, all you little darlings. Debbie, Kim, Mrs. T, my angel, Mrs. T. I love you so much. I wish I could come visit you, Mrs. T. Look, I look like Elvis. Good God, y'all have to excuse me. Bobby, Devil Dog Mom, and Andy. You're about to get a foot. Where do you live, dear Lord? The last to know. Stephanie, mom of three, you cutie pie. How's your mom? Stephanie, mom of three, did the most awesome live stream. Like, I just happened to be up. It was in the middle of the night, and she did such a great job. Oh, Debbie, I don't, but thank you. I feel gross. Let me tell you something that happened today that pissed me off. And give me your opinion about this. If there's any medical professionals, maybe you can help me. So I was supposed to go to a doctor's appointment. I did go to a doctor's appointment today. It was my month follow-up from my surgery. No, blah, blah, blah. Let me start over. I was going back for follow-up from my surgery, which I had on December 1st. But, I was healing slowly and I ended up getting another wound on the side of my foot, or the wound came back. I had to go to the wound clinic. Turns out I'm doing wonderfully. I didn't even bandage my foot today, y'all. That is a first for, like I said, over 3 years. So it was just more to show him that the wound clinic worked and everything was in place. And finally, we're in a good place. And when I went there, so this is pre-op. This is just looking at the same incisions and same bones that he fixed on December 1st. She said I had to pay $20. And I was like, what? Um, I've been going here since December 1st, every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks to every 4 weeks since December 1st, and I've never had to pay. It's post-op. And she said, she was very nice. It was not her fault, but she said that after 90 days, they no longer will see you for free. That's what she said. And I know it was only $20, but y'all, $20 is a lot for me. And I'm sure it is for most of you too. And even if it wasn't, it's more the principle of the situation. Is that normal? Does anybody know? Hey, One Win, you darling. Is that a normal standard procedure after 90 days? If it's post-op, then they start charging you? I think that is ridiculous. Y'all, I left. I did. I left. Because I just said, look, tell them that I wasn't prepared to pay today, which I wasn't. And all I was going to do was show him that my foot looked great, which was, going to be a nice visit because all my visits have been not good. I mean, they've been somewhat good, but some good news, some bad news, some good news. And so it was going to be a time for me to say, oh, look, everything's healed up. Yay, 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 go me, And I wasn't going to pay $20 for that. So if I had needed something and I was worried, of course I would have still gone. But that they were going to charge me $20 just for a post-op visit because it had taken too long for me to heal, it wasn't my fault, So is that true, One Win? That they do that? I was shocked. The only experience I have is from working in a dentist office, and I don't think we ever had something go 3 months long. But we did have some things, wisdom teeth extractions that ended up with a dry socket, or we were doing implants, and there's lots of complications with that. And of course, we never charged for any kind of post-op anything. They do that, Stephanie? My foot and back surgeons, they do that, but they will bill if I don't have it on me. Well, that's what I said. I wasn't being sneaky or anything, but I was just kind of like, can you send me a bill? I'm already here, which takes a lot of effort. I mean, you all know I don't feel good. I don't feel good, especially in the morning. It's hard for me to get out there. And I was just going to be like, since I'm here, can you bill me? She was like, we cannot mark you as present unless you pay. So I'm thinking they must have, I don't know, the waiting room is packed every time I go there. This orthopedic surgeon is in practice with there's quite a few others. I mean, this is a fairly large practice, and like I said, the waiting room's always packed. And he's brilliant. I've already told you about my surgeon. He's brilliant. He worked a miracle with my leg and my foot, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. I think anything post-op, first of all, my surgery that I had, that I was going for post-op for was $15,000. And you're going to charge on top of the $15,000? Are you kidding me? Now, luckily I didn't have to pay all that. I had good insurance, but somebody's getting that money. You know what I'm saying? So, well, you're going to charge somebody on top of that for a series of the surgeries I had? Anyway, that's not the topic. I saw the sign. You did not text me a month ago. If you did and I didn't know who you were, I certainly didn't respond. Yeah, once you get out post-op frame, that's ridiculous, though, that they wouldn't bill you, especially if they didn't warn you. Yeah, they didn't warn me. and I was already there, but I turned right around. Like I said, luckily, Stephanie, if I was worried that something was wrong, of course, I would have stayed. But all I wanted to do was show them how great I looked. So luckily, it was, it worked out. Spitting kit. My surgeon didn't do that. I had 2 toes removed. My insurance covered everything. Well, that's wonderful, honey. Do you have diabetes, Smitten Kitten? I mean, they almost removed part of my foot. So, hey, Kelly. Okay, what's Lidl? Lidl is a grocery store. Kimberly, let me go ahead and get started because I don't want to make this a super long video. I'm actually hungry, so I'm going to try to cook. I'm going to set you all right here so I can see you at the same time that I'm looking. Good seeing you, Keno Girl, Texas. Lidl is a German grocery store. It's kind of, I guess, a lot of people have Aldi's where they live. Well, from what I can tell, I've been to Aldi's, but it was quite a while ago. And it's a German grocery store. You do have to bring your own bags, which luckily I just happen to have bags because I didn't know that. I went there. It was right down from my doctor's office from Duke Hospital. So that's why I went there instead of going to my appointment. But I wanted to go there anyway. And it has a lot of German food and it has beautiful flowers. It has a bakery. It kind of is like a Sam's Club mixed with a Aldi's mixed with a Harris Teeter. Everything is inexpensive and it's just lovely. So let me show you what I got and then I'll show you what I'm going to make. Okay. Hey, Kate Crusader. Amber, my darling, how are you today? You just getting off work, honey? Thank you, Robin. Okay, so first bag. I didn't get a lot. This was just like a kind of run in and run out. Y'all, every time I talk to y'all, you make my nose run. What is it? I'm allergic to you all. Luckily, I had this little insulated bag. Not that I got anything that insulated. I went to, let me preface it with this. I went to Food Line yesterday and got like $100 worth of groceries, like all the basics and tons of fruit and all these other things. But so this was just on top of it. I got blood oranges. Have y'all ever had this before? I'm so curious as to what they look like, or not what they look like. I know what they look like. If they have seeds in them, or how they taste, or how they peel. I'm very curious. So maybe I'll leave one out and we can try it. Let me cut one out here. I know there's all these like blood orange drinks you can make, and I think they're supposed to be healthy for you, but that's what they look like. And I know the inside is bright. I mean, it's like blood red inside there. So I'll leave one out, and if we have time, if I remember, I'll cut one open. We can look at it, okay? So I got some blood oranges. I don't know if I have room for this because yesterday I got pears, peaches, plums, apples, and I still have some lemons. So yeah, I don't have room. I'm going to set those on top. I got some Parmesan cheese and some sour cream. This is going to go with the dinner I'm going to make, so I'm actually going to leave this out. I've got some haricots verts. That's what these French green beans are called. They're already cut and de-stemmed for you. And raspberries, my favorite. Look at these gorgeous darlings. I had to get 2. They were so inexpensive, and they're so like plump and gorgeous. Next bag. I love, like I told you, they have a baker, so they had like homemade bread there. I think this was 89 cents. I'll put that in the freezer. Hamburger buns, whole grain hamburger buns. All right, my kitchen rug was getting all bunched up. Hey, Willow Sage. Oh, welcome, honey. You like those green beans? Yes, those are those real skinny French ones. Green onions, this is becoming a staple of mine. I don't know what I'm going to, actually, I'm going to put some of these on what I'm going to make tonight. So I'll leave these out too. They're just fun. They're fun to put on everything. And I've been cooking a lot of that sesame chicken, and I always put those on sesame chicken. So, and then they've got just like normal, you know, I guess that's American food. Clusters of oats and honey. I just snack on this stuff. You can see my pantry's already like totally full. I don't even know where to put all this stuff, but okay. Organic carrots. Enough said. I buy the good cucumbers. Big sack of Idaho potatoes. These are good, you know, for just baked potatoes, which is like a baked potato with salt, pepper, and butter is heaven to me. But these are good for mashed potatoes too, which I'm planning on making. So I will leave these out. Actually, I'll put them down here. Y'all don't ever refrigerate your potatoes. Don't refrigerate potatoes, onion, tomatoes. All of them will make them go soft. They develop the sugars in them because they're all high starch foods. They will get their starches will develop too quickly and they'll get soft. So don't do that. Tomatoes, potatoes, onions. Don't refrigerate. Lima beans, just because they're my favorite. Love them. Love some lima beans or butter beans, any kind of bean. Just got some of these to make like tuna and shells. I'm running out of room, y'all. Let's stick this up here. And that's it for that. I got this. They had these gorgeous, I almost was suckered into buying them. They had hyacinths and daffodils and tulips and some tropical plants for $3.99. They were beautiful, but I didn't get those. I got this basil because I need it. Another recipe I'm going to do is shrimp Creole later on. I'm not sure if I'll film it or not, but I needed some basil, and this basil plant was the same price as buying like one of those little cellophane containers of basil. So I'm hoping to plant this, not tomorrow since it's supposed to freaking snow, but later on in the week. Hopefully we pass the frost phase and I can actually stick it outside and maybe it'll grow. I haven't had luck with basil where I live right now, but we'll try. And in the meantime, I'll use all these stems. I've already cut some off for what I'm going to make tonight because they sort of broke off when I was bringing it in the house. But got that. I guess I can close my refrigerator now. I also got these awesome gummy bears. I've already started eating them. Hey, Donna, you sweetie. I love all y'all so much. Christy, God, I love you all. Look how big these gummy bears are. Aren't they awesome? And all the candy, they have a huge candy aisle. And, you know, because my mother drilled it into me, I always read all the ingredients on everything. By the way, just side note, I won't go into why or all the little health reasons why, but the worst thing you can put in your body right now is high fructose corn syrup. It is in everything, y'all. It is in spaghetti sauce. It is in popsicles. It's in ice cream. It's in things that you don't even realize. It is the worst thing. If you can stay away from high fructose corn syrup, you are improving your health dramatically. So that's the one thing that I look for. I look for the fat content, the carb content, sometimes the sodium content, and then I look for if they have high fructose corn syrup. It's usually the first or second ingredient if they have it. And these all their candy, I don't know if this is a German thing. Maybe somebody's from Germany that can tell me. Where's our Mariska? Maybe she can say. But all this, they taste a little bit different, but they're really good. All their flavoring is from either cherry, strawberry, apple, peach, pear, or lemon, like juice. So it doesn't have anything artificial in it at all. These were like less than $1. And then I also got a little thing of chocolate, but I've already put that away. So I got all of those groceries. Let me see what fell back here. Hold on. My Triscuits. This is tea. You're so cute. Smitten Kent's freezing. Oh, you're in the Washington area. Oh, I'm sorry, Virginia, West Virginia area. Oh, yeah, the temperature is definitely dropping outside. Amber K, I wore flip-flops this weekend and so far this week, but it's supposed to be cold the rest of the week. Yeah, Amber, it's supposed to snow here tomorrow. Let me just... Anyway, guess how much all those groceries cost? $31.41. Can you believe that? $31 for all that food. I wasn't going to go through how much everything costs, but just everything there is very inexpensive, very high quality, and just gorgeous. Just gorgeous in general. Come here. Oh, really? Amber says, every time I lean down, parts of the camera. Amber said, I've heard American food is so sweet to other people, makes them sick. That's so funny. Probably because this candy that came from Germany was less sweet than I can't find them very quickly, but like our fruit snacks that we give to our kids and everything that are supposed to be healthy, they tasted more like candy than this did. So you're probably right. Oh, you had hail and crazy weather today. Wow. Hey, Shell, I don't know if I said hi to you. Donna says, groceries are going up almost every week here. Bought some store-brand coffee 2 weeks ago, and yesterday it was 15p more. My money, however, isn't going up. boy, isn't that the truth, Donna? Bless your heart. That's another thing they had. Y'all, I also had my cart. They had 3 pieces of gorgeous Atlantic salmon that was actually from Norway, which I thought was really cool because, I always watch where I don't want my seafood coming from certain places. But it was 3 beautiful fillets of salmon that were already had the skin off of them, which I thought was cool. It was only $7.49. But I was going other places afterwards, so I didn't want to get anything frozen. And they had gorgeous raspberries frozen, mangoes frozen, and they were less than $2. Like, if you don't have, we had two open up. Oh, look at when Mrs. T said, chocolate in America is so sweet and rich, I can't eat much of it. Our chocolates in England are so much more milky. Amen. Well, you wonder why we're so darn fat. All y'all are making me fat just by being. I'm absorbing fat through osmosis through all my fellow Americans. No, I really try to eat very, very, very healthy. My mom was a complete health nut and still is. So I really do eat very well. And I still am getting fat. So I don't know what the hell's going on. People with class in the US only eat dark chocolate. Yes, darling, I only eat dark chocolate. Cadbury's from England is totally different from the Cadbury here in the US. I freaking love English Cadbury. I love it, Christy. Aldi and Lidl are fab. I get lots of vegan stuff from there. They had, I mean, I was like, oh, oh, oh. They had gorgeous food. And then on the interior of it, they had aisles that were not, not huge like Sam's Club or Costco, but they had similar type items. Like they had stuff for your vehicle or your pet or, like leather coats or suede coat. You know what I mean? Like they have at Sam's Club, that kind of thing. And they had an immersion blender, something that I need to replace because mine's not very great. That was inexpensive and really, really nice. But I didn't get, and they also have cosmetics. They had, this is another thing. Amber might know about this because she's the cosmetic guru. But they had, I don't know how to describe it, but one of those brushes, I would call it a foundation brush, but it's, never mind. I won't even go into it, but it's only $1.50. So I was like, can this be any good? But it looked really pretty. One of those, you know what the mermaid brushes are that have the flat bristle brush, and they have them for eyeshadow, foundation, powder, everything. And I've been wanting to try one of those. But anyway, it was only $1.50, and I was like, I don't know if this, it looked really pretty. But in the middle, what I'm saying is they have more than just groceries. Your girls get a subscription each month to another country's snacks. Oh, that's really cute, Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm sorry. You're not who I was thinking of that did the video the other night. I don't think. I'm thinking of mom of three boys. You're just as equally as adorable, but I think I said the wrong person. Mrs. T at Uber. Kisses to you, Angel. Do y'all have a Lidl where you are? Okay, good. Kabuki brush. Yeah, it wasn't a kabuki brush. I know what you mean. That they did have one of those too. And it was only $1.50, Amber. It looked really like high quality, but I wasn't kind of in that focus to get that. But it was like a foundation brush, one that is long and then has a small head, a bristle brush. Anyway, so can you believe I got all that stuff for $31? Okay, on to our cooking segment because I'm getting hungry. This is called goulash. Now, don't get scared and run away. Because, you do, Donna? Go to it, honey. Go to it. Did you know that the buy low grocery stores went bankrupt? They're closing 90,000 of them. Oh, everything's 20% off. We don't have buy low here. I've heard of it, but we don't have one here. That's cool, though. Oh, yeah, and they also have a total discount aisle at Lidl that has some of the food, the non-perishable food items and some of the like clothing, what I was talking about, the Sam's Club items that are like 40, 50% off. Oh, you're Hungarian, so you love goulash. Well, good, Uber. I'm not sure I'm going to do it traditionally, but it's so funny. I don't know how I ended up cooking this, but I've mentioned my previous life before a lot and how lovely it was, and it was. I mean, my life right now I'm getting better and trying to harvest more joy every day. But we used to have parties. If we weren't going to a party, we were having a party every single weekend. I do not exaggerate. Even when our friends started having kids, they would bring the kids, and our dogs were our kids, and we'd bring, if they knew that Layla and Reese were coming. If we were coming, Layla and Reese were coming, our two boxers. So we just had that group of friends that's how we interacted. Or we would be out at the horse farm cooking and barbecuing and having a bonfire, and people would stay overnight. So I was always cooking for a large group of people, and I guess that's how I came upon this recipe. I sort of altered it from Paula Dean's goulash. So I want to give her full credit, although I've altered it a little bit, and it's very simple. It's sort of like chili. You know, everybody can do what they want to, but it's a basic recipe. But this to me is a little nicer than chili. It's unexpected, and people went crazy for it. I don't care where, if I was at the horse farm or at the house or I brought it to somebody's house, it didn't matter. People ate it up by the gobfuls. And I remember one of our best friends, Brian and Jen, who are, I'm still good friends with, Brian was like, I don't want to eat goulash because he didn't know what it was. He thought it sounded gross. That boy ate like 4 helpings of my goulash. So it is so simple. And like I said, you can add to it if you want to, but if you can just stick to the basic recipe, it is so simple and it's very easy to double or triple if you need to. And it's so good, y'all. It's so good. There's something about it that is like warm and hearty, like chili is, but with a maybe slightly more sophisticated taste to it. It's delicious. So I'm going to make that up right now. You must be talking about your puppy. Yes. Y'all, I'm sorry. I have to use the restroom. I got home and didn't use the restroom. So excuse me for just 1 second. Um, I'm going to go to the little girl's room. I'll be right back and I'll start chopping and walk you through. You'll see how quick this is. I haven't done any prep work, so you'll see start to finish how quick this is. So give me 1 minute, okay? Okay, sorry about that. Let me see if I can move my little setup here back and so I can chop a little bit. I make cassoulet and freeze it. What is cassoulet? I'd be so interested in knowing what everybody cooks. Move y'all back. Christy was just about to ask that. I've heard of cassoulet, but I'm not really sure what that is. Greetings, Grandpa Jay. Yeah, it does sound delicious. Christy, you love to cook. I forgot about that. Okay, let me get moving. Um, okay. So like I'm not even using a recipe. This is just from my head. But if you want to go like how I started this recipe was from Paula Deen's goulash, and then I sort of morphed it to how I wanted it. But it's pretty similar to that. So if you want to know exact measurements, you can go look up her recipe. I certainly want to give her credit for inspiration, even though I'm on the fence with old Paula Deen here. But I'm not a measurer. I'm not a baker, so I don't do very well with measuring. As you'll see, I'll just kind of do a this and that, toss of this, toss of that. So I apologize. Like I said, if you want the written down recipe, that'd probably be the best place to start because I probably won't be measuring a whole lot. Just forewarning. So what I'm going to do, it's just hard to do. Well, honey, I imagine, Christy, you have pen and paper ready. Well, Uber, I don't know if this is going to be authentic or not. Now, I don't like ground beef, but this traditionally is made with ground beef. And I'm actually basically halving the recipe because it's not going to be for a lot of people. But I think the original recipe calls for 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm actually just using a pound of ground turkey breast. So I pretty much stopped eating beef quite a while ago. I'll eat a steak if I know where it comes from and that kind of thing. But for the most part, I don't eat ground beef. So I'm using ground turkey breast. I'm going to go ahead and start browning that up in what they call like a Dutch skillet. I'm using my beautiful Le Creuset that I'm so tickled to have. And since this has almost no fat in it, I'm actually going to use a little bit of olive oil to get it kind of going. If you're using ground beef, of course, you don't need any sort of extra fat. As a matter of fact, you might want to drain off some of that fat depending on how much, if you use 80-20 or a 90-10, you might want to drain some fat off. I'm going to go ahead and get this started, and then I'm going to chop the vegetables up, and I'll come back and talk to you, okay? Oh, let me tell you a trick too for those of people who like to use ground turkey. How are you feeling, by the way, Uber? Are you doing, is today a good day or? Let me tell you a trick because ground turkey doesn't have very much fat in it. It's hard to break up because you know how meat renders down and then it becomes, because of the fat that's rendered out, it becomes more easy to break down. And since ground turkey breast has hardly any fat, what I do before I even put it in the pan is I take my knife that I popped it open with and break it up like this. So that just sort of speeds it along. Just a little tip for those people who prefer using ground turkey. Okay. Mrs. T says, me and hubby are the same. We only eat turkey, no red meat. And Mrs. T, I was trying to leave a message on your all's video. I think it was last night, but one that I saw, for some reason, I know it was my computer because it's done it before. It wouldn't pull up the comment section. But I just want to let you know how loved you are. And you are like just a little gem in this community. And I just adore you. And I wanted to say how much I love that video between both of you and your husband. Hey, Amanda, pull up a chair. We're getting ready to make supper. Donna, you are so cute. I love you all. Yes, Amanda, I was saying we're getting ready to have snow tomorrow. I hope not. Let me see if I can do this where you all can see. Probably can't, but I want to show you how to chop up an onion. Because I've been cooking for many, many years, somewhat professionally at some times, and I've never been really that confident at cutting let So I was going to show you how I do it, and I'm going to kind of be going back and forth over to my turkey, but I'm going to actually pan down and let me show you how I cook, how I cut an onion. And I'm also going to cut up just a tiny little, this is optional, but I happen to have a little yellow pepper. So I'm going to put that in there. So I'm going to pan down. You're not going to be able to see me, but you'll be hopefully you'll be able to see me cutting, okay? I know it's dark. Let me see if I can. Can y'all see that? Okay, there we go. All right, let me come over here and stir this a little bit. Oh, thank you, Uber. Oh, you melt my heart, Mrs. T. All right, so I'll show you all real quickly how I cut up these vegetables, okay? And then we'll throw them in with the ground turkey that's browning. And I've got you right here that I can see you. I can see you, but y'all can't see me. All right, so let's do the onion first, okay? So this onion has the peel on it. One thing I recommend you having is a garbage bag nearby. I always have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right through the root and half it. And honestly, my knife is a sharp knife is your best tool. I need a knife sharpener desperately, but haven't really found one that I could get right now. So this isn't actually the sharpest knife, but I'm going to do the best I can. So you cut through the root. And then what you want to do is take off the stem side. Okay, like that. And then take off the outer peeling. Sometimes it's the whole outer layer, sometimes it's just the peel. Sometimes it's a little bit of both. Try not to lose any onion if I can. Okay, so there you go. So you still have the root on one end, and then you cut off the stem. Okay, so What I do is cut down the center almost to the root. Can you see I'm almost going to the root, but not all the way. That's pretty much the deepest cut I'm going to make is right there at the center. And then from there, just cut every, I don't know, ½ inch, quarter of an inch. It's probably about a quarter of an inch, not ½ an inch. All the way to the end. And do it on the other side. Hope y'all can see. Okay, so that's what you have. Okay, and then I used to go in like this and cut in through this way. You don't even have to. That's an extra step, and it's just going to make your onion less stable. So if you leave that root intact and just do what I did, then you don't even have to do on the bias. And then once you get to the cap right there, see, this piece had too much skin on it. You could do whatever you want. You know, you can dice it off like this. I don't like to waste anything. So I get off as much as I can. And then that little part right there, you can just dice up. But there you go. And all the onion will fall apart beautifully. So let me show you one more time. This time I'm going to cut off a little bit more skin. And I'll show you how I do that is I go like that. So I can get deeper into the kind of flesh the onion. And then take off more of the skin. Because some of those pieces are really tough. Here we go. So we still have the, I didn't even cut the root end off this one. Cut that little stem part off, and then you have the root end. Let me go tend to the turkey real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, one more time, cut down the middle, and then cut to the sides, about 1/4 of an inch. Turn it around to face you. Okay, And there you go. Let me put that to the side real quick since I'm down here. Let me show you the best way to cut pepper. Now this is a tiny little pepper, so you know it's not really that significant, but you can use this on a big pepper too. It doesn't matter. The best way to cut a pepper is to go down the sides, is to skim it from the sides. So you want to anticipate kind of where the membrane is and where the seeds are, and you don't want to go too far in or too far out, kind of right in the middle there. Go straight down, and then you can see the membrane and the seeds. So now you kind of know where to go. And then all 4 sides, sometimes if it's a really big pepper, you need to do 5 sides. And then you're usually going to have a little end. I usually cut that off. I usually, if it's little like that, I snack on it. That way you got all these beautiful pieces of pepper that you can easily julienne or dice or, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm just putting a little extra flair on this goulash. You don't have to do this. You can add more to it if you want. But I think yellow, I don't know. I always think of paprika in terms of that type of food. So I thought the yellow would be pretty. And then just dice it up. But you see how easy it is to cut peppers when they're not curled, which if you cut them, when you cut them straight down like I showed you, they're almost flat, so they're very easy to cut. Okay, so there we have our onions and pepper. Uh-oh, 2 little guys got away. And I've got some chopped basil off that little basil plant that I showed you. I'm actually not going to use all this. This onion, no, actually I am going to use all the onion. I take that back. Okay, so put my lighting back here. That makes sense? So far, so good. Very simple. You literally, that's all the chopping that you have to do. And you don't even have to do the pepper if you don't want to. What you want to know? I love that name. Hey, Smashbox. She always asks for the heart. Debbie, who are we talking about? I know I'm missing some of y'all. I'm going to sit down while something's boiling and talk to you a little bit. I apologize. I know I'm missing people and comments, but I'll show you a step in the goulash. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I'll sit down and be able to, you know, concentrate. So what I'm going to do is I thought about this ahead of time. I'm going to redo my setup and go over to the stove so that you can see what I'm doing. So this is a little interlude. I know you're going to still be seeing what's going on, but pardon me while I move stuff over to the stove, because it's not just moving of the computer anymore. I am a complicated woman. I need lighting. I need a fan. I need staging. So anyway, I'm going to move over to the stove. I'll see you back in just a second, okay? Okay. So here we are over in my stove area, and I've got this turkey breast pretty much well browned. I'm just using the knife that I showed you before to cut it up with to break it up into smaller pieces. With the turkey breast, I probably use 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil because that's also going to brown my vegetables. And if you were using ground beef, you know, you could just reserve some of the fat that's in the ground beef to do that. So we've got our pound of ground turkey ground up beautifully. And now I'm going to add that whole onion and the pepper. Now I'm going to bump the heat up a little bit to about medium high. Let me get a wooden spoon here. And I'm going to incorporate everything. There you are. I'm going to just stir and chop while I talk to you all. Let's see the best way I can. You can kind of see me and kind of see this. There we go. I might need to even add a little bit more oil because, like I said, that turkey has no fat in it at all, that turkey breast. We'll see here. I don't want to add any extra fat if I don't have to. We'll see how it goes. He says, eventually they'll let me switch, but as of yet, Doctor hasn't been able to justify the switch. So stupid. I don't know what you're talking about, but I know my Christy. Whatever she's saying. Christy knows what she's talking about when it comes to doctors and when it comes to chronic pain, that's for sure. She is our resident expert. Of course, whether it's ground turkey or ground chicken you could even use, or ground beef, you want to break it up as much as you can as you go along. It's pretty with a little bit of that yellow pepper. I'm glad I used that. Amber, you are so adorable. I laughed so hard at your video when you were getting your foot done and massaged, I guess, and then bubbles went everywhere. I'm so damn nosy. I love to see another part of your house. Your house is gorgeous. Just, you know what's so funny, Uber? You can tell I'm just like a stalker, I swear. But your house looks exactly like I pictured it. And that made me so happy. Or can you see my little Uber? Little bit of her kitchen and living room. And I see you there. I'm so sorry you've been feeling bad. Okay. Oh, you're in Oregon too, Kim? I am so freaking jealous of y'all. I was just talking about one of my favorite channels that I watch is from Oregon. It's a planting channel called Garden Answer. I think they're in Oregon. I'm almost positive. Okay, I'm going to add some of my seasoning now. And I have a little confession. One of the things that I used to use almost always when I was making this goulash, do y'all know the Italian seasoning mix for Italian salad dressing? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody who even cooks a little bit. It's in like the yellow package. It's over by the salad dressing. And you mix it with olive oil and make Italian dressing. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? That stuff. That's what's supposed to go in here. Or that's what I used to use to go in here. I totally forgot to get it. But if you can use that, that'll be good. I actually made my own semblance of what I could make, what I thought tasted like that. It has lemon pepper, oregano, seasoning salt, a little Creole, a little bit of everything that I put in there to make basically Italian seasoning mix. But yours will probably turn out better if you get that Italian seasoning mix packet. It comes in a little packet that you shake and you add to olive oil. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So what you're going to add, what I'm going to add right now is a tablespoon of what would be that, but I made my own. Okay. Oh, it smells so good already. Oh, the heat hits it. It smells so good. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of, I haven't added any seasonings up to this point. And let me tell you, I'm a flavorful girl. I season every layer. That's the best way to make something taste good, not salty or under seasoned, is to season each layer. So I'm going to add a little bit of kosher salt and a little bit of ground pepper also. Okay, so just stir that around. We're getting actually some caramelization on the bottom, which is okay. Because what I'm about to do is add some tomatoes, which essentially will deglaze the pot. People think only wine can deglaze something. That's not true. Any sort of liquid will deglaze a pan. If it has a little bit of acidity to it, it's better. So like vinegar or wine or something will be better, but any kind of liquid will deglaze a pot. And we've got all these brown goodies going on down here. So let me show you that step. I'll tweak it down just a hair here. So the liquid part of this is going to be some water and crushed and diced tomatoes. So I'm going to add this whole can. It's 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes with basil. You can use diced if you prefer like a bigger tomato. Yeah. And then I'm also going to put about half a can of this 8-ounce can of it's tomato sauce, so it's just pure tomato sauce. And I'll put the rest of that in the Tupperware. I'm going to put this in the sink since it's dripping a little bit. And this will deglaze the bottom of that pan. Okay. So there's our tomato part. Look how gorgeous that is. And like I said, that first tomato had basil in it. But I'm going to add some fresh basil since I got it today from the grocery. I'm going to add some chopped basil. I hope this pan is big enough. So I basically just chopped off the basil that fell off while I was bringing it in. And plus a little bit more. I'm going to turn that down because it's going to start spattering. And tomato spatter is no bueno. Okay, so let me finish this off real quick and show you what to do. So you've got this luscious tomato. I'm actually going to add some more salt and pepper, quite a bit, because, you know, that's the worst thing you can do is undersalt something. You know, if you're watching your salt, which I should be, you can cut back. And since I've used a tomato product, I always add just a little bit of sugar to it too. I'm going to put a touch of sugar. We're almost done, y'all. This whole dish is almost done. That was sugar. I'm going to add a cup of water. That's about the only thing I'm going to measure. And then about a cup of macaroni. You put it right in uncooked. That's what I love about this, is you do not have to pre-cook your macaroni. So I'm just going to eyeball this. Half a cup. And of course, this is going to expand quite a bit, so don't put in too much. I'm talking to myself because I always do too much of everything. Yeah, just a little extra. Okay, so all you do is stir this all together. There's plenty of liquid for that macaroni to cook in. And you can see why you need to heavily season this, because that's your only chance to really season everything. Okay. Go ahead and cover this. You want to make sure it comes up to a boil. I'm going to put it like medium low, and then I'll turn it down as it starts to cook. Okay. So now we're golden. We can sit back for like 20 minutes while this cooks, and we'll have an awesome dinner. I wish y'all were here. So I'm going to rearrange again and sit down and talk to y'all for just a second while this is cooking. Thank y'all for sticking with me. And if you have any questions that I missed or comments that I missed, you can ask me when I get settled down. Okay, give me a second here. While Milo isn't looking, I'm going to be stirring and tasting. I'm watching you, Donna. You think I can't see you, but I can. Yes, Christy. Turkey kibasa will be amazing. I remember hearing you say you put that in your spaghetti. That's something I haven't tried, but that would be really good. Anything that adds some flavor would be really good. Hey, unsuitable media. Oh, I'm so honored you're here. You are one of my favorites, darling. Or Mr. Whoever you are, you mystery person. Okay, Uber, go ahead and leave before supper's served. I'm just kidding, darling. Thank you for coming in, Angel. I hope you have a good night and feel good. Oh, thank you, Eva Elizabeth. Aren't you sweet? Thanks, my son here. And oh my gosh, y'all. Doing a cooking show is hard. Yeah, do you like to cook unsuitable media? You make some damn good videos. Oh, you do? Well, it's very easy. Wait, you haven't seen the Wow Factor yet. It seems really plain and Jane right now, but I'm telling you, it comes out so good. And I don't know if there's something about that's more impressive than, like I said, chili, and it couldn't be easier. But most people top it with sort of chili toppings, like tortilla chips, sour cream, cheese, sour cream. Did I say sour cream? Yeah. Help me. It's been a long day. Christy, I don't think you were in here when I was telling my story at the beginning that I was going for my post-op for surgery today, and they said they're going to charge $20 because it had been over 90 days of me seeing them. And I turned around and left. I don't know if you've had any experience with that, but I was like, oh, I don't know. They're so cute. Let's see. Where should I stay? Should I stay in the kitchen? Should we go to the... Maybe I should go in the dining room. Okay, hang on, y'all. I still have you with me, but... Even if it's something I won't eat, I'll still cook it. You're so cute. Do you mean, Debbie, that you have, are you like a vegetarian and your family's not, so you cook for them? Butter chicken, what is that? That sounds amazing. Oh, it's curry. Well, I love curry, but I don't think I've ever cooked with it. Christy, I saw what you were writing. I've never cooked with curry, but I like it. Whoa. My ooh, that was too bright. I'm prepared. Okay. Whew. Definitely need my fan now. What is that butter chicken you said was had curry in it? Like I said, I love curry, but I don't think I've ever cooked with it before. A little bit intimidated by Indian spices. Whoa. Sorry, y'all. Look, I clicked to send myself a super chat. Oh, by the way, I did find my PayPal information. I didn't even know what it was, but it was really easy. It was just PayPal me / Marla Stecky. So somebody was asking me about that. Oh, you've had it before, Penny Cross? That sounds really good. Christy is a really good chef. Oh, Willow, you're after my heart. Chicken with lemon squeezed on it. It's the best. Like literally oven roasted chicken, salt, pepper, squeeze a lemon. Tell me there's anything better. I love simple. What my favorite thing is simple food done well. Just a really good, like organic farm raised chicken with a really good. I'm telling you what my new like craze is because I've never had them before in my life, and they had them on sale at Food Lion. Are Meyer lemons. If you like lemons, make an effort to try to find a Meyer lemon. I'll show you one when I go back in the kitchen. It definitely is a different color and it's definitely juicier. Like the skin is less is more like an orange than it is a lemon. And it's literally like a cross. It's like a cross between the best lemon and the best orange you've ever had. And I put it on an avocado last night and the other day. So I had 2 avocados. I ate them all myself. I cut up an avocado, squeezed that Meyer lemon, like just maybe a half of a Meyer lemon on it, salt, fresh cracked pepper. I can't, this was so good. I can't even imagine how good that would be on chicken. So if you always thought, who cares about a Meyer lemon? You know, it doesn't look anything different than a regular lemon. It was so much more expensive. Well, I guess this must be the time of year that they are in season because I got a bag of them for, I think it was like $3.99, and they blew me away. Blew me away. They were so good. Oh, Chrissy is all up in the Indian spices. Gingham marsala and a bunch of different spices, and then add tomato sauce, heavy cream. Voila, so good. Voila. Duh, voila, so good. The chicken cooks in the sauce so tender it falls apart. Okay, Christy, I need that recipe. Seriously, will you text me exactly what you just said? Like, do you put the spices on the chicken and like pan fry it and then put? I need to know details. Eva says, growing up, my grandma had a lemon tree. Ugh, I never saw a lemon on it, but the leaves are beautiful. Yes, lemon leaves are stunning. And if you rub the leaves between your fingers, it smelled like lemons. I love that tree. I have a similar memory. By the way, yes, lemon leaves are beautiful. I used to use them in when I was catering under platters, like fruit platters and cheese platters. And also, what's prevalent around here are hydrangea leaves. They are gorgeous and they last for days. So that's a little trick to put underneath of your cheese platters, or any kind of platter. Just put that like imagine a white platter with those beautiful, wash them ahead of time and let them dry. Those gorgeous hydrangea leaves, sort of, knick-knack together, and then you could put a roast on it. You could put cheese, you could put fruit, whatever. It looks gorgeous on there. I've got my hair going all crazy. But I have a similar memory to that, Eva. My dad lived in California, and my grandpa, his father, had this gorgeous like estate in Southern California, and he had kumquat trees. They like lined the back of his house, and he had like a bar, and he would always say, "Come, grab me some kumquats." And I guess they would put them in their drinks, and we would put them in cream soda. I remember, and it was such a distinct memory, smell, taste, everything. And only recently, well, maybe in the past 10 years, have you seen kumquats on the East Coast, like in grocery stores. But before, it was such a exotic taste and everything. So I know what you mean. When you're small like that, those smells and those memories, they stay with you forever. Please, Christy. A double hydrangea bush. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. But you were talking my language, girl. Eva, are you in the South? Where do you live? While you answer that, I'm going to go stir this goulash real quick. Excuse me, just a second again. Okay. Y'all, I've had it on top chat this whole time. I just realized that. I hope I didn't miss any of y'all's messages. This is the chocolate I got at Lidl. It's okay. It's just like a little dense chunk of milk chocolate. I hear y'all talking about cucumbers. Let me see. Oh, you're in Virginia. Okay. And okay. So several people. We're all close by them. I've got family in Virginia. I love Virginia. I stirred it, Penny. I stirred it. That's what you're talking about. You live on the Potomac River, approximately 50 miles due south of DC. Oh, I lived with my uncle in Arlington for a summer. What's on my face? That's a beautiful place to live. You're like right in the heart. You can go. Whoa! I just dropped my. Hold on, you. You can go to DC if you want to. which is super cool. Or you can go to Williamsburg area. Or look, y'all, I need my hair colored desperately. Look at that. But I've been doing it myself, so gotta find something. Being a girl is expensive, isn't it? Did you say you did a cooking course? Penny, I never did a formal, let me think here. Did I ever? No, I never did a formal cooking course. I just kind of was self-taught, and then I started working for Kitchen and Bath Galleries as their corporate chef, is what they called it. Sorry, guys, I'm a mess. I was their corporate chef, which means they had like open houses, and I would go in and cook something that smelled really good that people could taste when they came in to see the house. When they had like their Christmas party or they had Bible studies there, different vendors would come to show their whatever. I would cook for everybody. And from that, I had a side business doing my own catering. So a lot of the people that met me through the corporate chef world hired me to do cocktail parties or reunions or whatever it might be. Plus, when I worked at Kitchen and Bath Galleries, we did all these like home shows where it would be, we'd go to the Civic Center and set up, and I would do food there. So, or I would do food for the people that worked there to eat afterwards. I did food for everybody all the time. So I had to learn quick and learn fast. But no, I never had any really professional training. I would love to. I would love to take some formal classes. Oh, Amber, are you talking? I mean, Amber, Amanda, are you talking about your hair? I hate roots. They say to only do like two colors off the shade of your natural color. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it all the time. Amanda, I know, broke girl problems and first world problems, right? I'm lucky that most of the, oh, when I had money, I got my hair done, believe me. Um, but look, I'm trying to send myself a super chat again. Shut up. But most of the over counter stuff has gotten really good if you find the right thing that matches your hair color. Oh, thank you. These are some of my favorite earrings. I wear them all the time. I love some turquoise and gold. Oh, I love together. I love pink and gold together, and I love turquoise and gold together. Excuse me. Yes, willow sage, cooking from the heart is definitely the best. Oh, Penny, I have lots of loves. You said food is definitely a love for me. Food, cooking, and it's so weird. It's not something I pursued at all. It was not something that like was pressed on me or really encouraged or anything. It's just like one day, or maybe slowly over a period of time, it became more and more of like a need for me. It was more like a need, like I need to cook. And gardening was the same way. It was not, it like took hold of me, just like almost like an addiction would, but as a positive addiction, I guess for the most part. It's like I needed it. I needed to do it. It makes me feel so much happier. Donna says I let my grow out. It's blonde, white kind of. Oh, you need a cut too, Amanda. Thank you for saying that, Penny. Penny, I watched this really interesting. Does anybody watch CBS Sunday Morning? It's like a news show, but it's way more than a news show. It's been on for decades, and I started watching it in college, so I've watched it for like 25 years now. Not that long, somewhere around there, 17 years, something like that. And It is such a beautiful show. It just showcases humanity in such a neat way. But they were talking about, I don't know why this resonated with me so much. It was all about the whole show was dedicated to intelligence and different kinds of geniuses and what they used to call idiot savants, which now they just call savants, appropriately so. But they were saying how your brain is stimulated by working with your hands and that it promotes a sense of well-being and happiness. It's like its own little antidepressant, and that so many jobs nowadays just require you sitting in front of the computer, pressing a button all day long, and then you go home and you maybe eat and watch TV and go to bed. That's the lifestyle of so many people, and even me being with the issues that I deal with, there's some days that I have to stay in bed for the majority of time, and it makes me feel very sad. And just even cooking and gardening makes me feel good just because I even like to chop vegetables for no reason, just to chop vegetables makes me happy. So I didn't know if anybody else felt the same way that they've noticed. Well, I know Amanda Love deals with chronic pain and the loss of being able to use your hands every day makes you feel sad. I don't know if anybody else experiences that or I lost you. Christy says cooking makes me happy too. I'm going to get myself one of those rolling bar height stools eventually. I think that would help me so much. I miss cooking. It relaxes me so much. Christy, you and I are kindred spirits, and that's what I was going to ask you. I didn't mean to. I didn't know if you were in a wheelchair all the time because I knew that you had to eventually get to the point that you were in so much pain and your knee was locked up so much that you couldn't even walk. So I was curious how you were able to cook. Bless your heart. Christy, if I win the lottery, the first thing I'm going to do is get you anything and everything you need. You just are always on my heart, honey. Like I said before, if y'all don't know Christine, you're missing out. This girl's a gem. Oh, yeah. This is just a little bit of a not related subject, but I got to thinking today because I saw beautiful, what's her name? All of a sudden I forgot her name, Donna, but what's her? Seabreeze. Duh. Seabreeze, has finally seen the light, just as Christine the Carolinas did, just as Makeup Amanda did, just as so many others, so many others. I thought, my goodness, if this many, like the list of great, amazing human beings who have tried to help this certain person and have gotten burned and turned the other direction, like fighting for their life, don't come anywhere near me, is so long. You think that alone would prove to that person that, oh, maybe Miss De La Rue, she was another one. Who was the lady before her that sent her the Subway gift card? It's like there's so many beautiful women who have tried to help you, like more than your share. Yet you've gotten to be up close and personal. You've had their phone number. You've talked with them. They've given you money. They've given you all kinds of support, and somehow you've managed to show them all your true self to the point that they can't handle it anymore. I just think that that's my only little drama piece to say today. But oh, your mammogram came back okay. Oh, Christy, I'm so glad. Hey, Frenchie. Oh yeah, Pilates, absolutely. I agree with you, honey. Even if you are in pain, I know what you're saying because it's triply hard to try something. But now that my foot is healed up to the point that what I said to myself is if I didn't have to, like my foot wasn't physically bleeding, I didn't have to bandage it, then I was going to get back into yoga. So thank you for reminding me of that, honey. Amanda says, Seabreeze is a very respectful person and people won't stop questioning her so much in every chat and saying she's lying. Why does it matter if she is or isn't friends with Titi? Doesn't change her. She's been a beautiful person this whole time. Seabreeze, if you happen to be watching, I think that you're a really amazing person. And I want to get in contact with you. I haven't yet because it's been a little bit crazy and busy, but I think that you're lovely. Pilates works the nerves and makes all your muscular get stronger, and you start easy and grow stronger on it. Oh, Frenchie, that's so neat. Do you do videos, Frenchie? I would love to learn about that. Are you a teacher or hey, Ruby? Yes, my foot is healing. My foot is healing greatly. The problem is, and this has happened now, this is like the third time, as soon as one thing is okay, something else happens. And I hate to be a downer, but it's like happened now 3 times. So, yes, my foot is healing beautifully, but now my left foot is acting up really badly. And I'm worried that something might be going on there. Oh, yes, Chrissy, I missed your question, honey. The job is awesome. Willow says, I realized something today. I'm shocked, actually. I'm very forgiving of the human condition, but I've actually got no compassion for that TT person. She's one of a kind, and thank God there's not more people like her because she knows she has some positives and she has some gifts, but her negative outweighs any gift she might have and suffocates it to the point that you can't even see it. So it is sad. She's done a lot of damage she doesn't even realize. Like she doesn't even realize what she's done to me. But it doesn't matter. It's not about me. I'm over it. Oh, good Frenchie. You're 54. I love your name, honey. Okay, well, I'm going to cut into this orange, blood orange, and let's see what it looks like. And then I'm going to go stir my goulash. It's probably done. And then I'm going to let you go because I've seen a whole lot of people. My phone keeps clicking that there's live chats coming on. So let's see what this looks like. Does anybody seen a blood orange? I'm not sure I've ever had one though. Oh, wow. Smells like heaven. Look at that. That's some blood orange right there. I'm going to cut off a little piece. Okay, from what I can tell, this does not have seeds. So that's good. And it looks like it would be really easy to peel because the the rind is really thick. So it'd probably be pretty easy to peel. These are my characteristics of a good orange. Oh, wow. Look at that. My mouth just started watering. Mm. Mm. Oh, it's delightful. I think the color really makes it appear stronger in flavor. Mm. No, it doesn't taste any stronger than a regular orange, in my opinion. Maybe a slight bitterness. Yeah, I think that's what it would be. Imagine a normal, delicious, like navel orange with a hint of bitterness at the end. That's how I would describe this. Very good. I'm sure it's very striking if you were to put it as a garnish or to juice it and use it for something. Very good. Okay, let me go check my goulash real quick, and I'll be right back. And um, it's probably time to eat. Let me see. Okay, sorry to leave you for so long. Look what happened to me while I was gone. Anyway, it looks awesome. I just put a little bit of sour cream and some fresh scallions on it. I was looking, but so you sort of eat it like you would chili. But the macaroni is puffed up, and we've got some gorgeous ground turkey, and I see the onions and fills my soul. If y'all don't like sour cream, put some Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. There's that little bit of tanginess. It's all the different textures involved. Delicious. So thank y'all for spending a little bit of time with me. Gosh, I love you all so much. You don't even know what a difference you all make to me. But thank you for commenting and for staying with me through all the little stage changes when I couldn't figure out the best way to show you. So I hope that was not too jiggly, but love you all, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Good night.